Hmm? You okay? Hi. People, I'm going to tell y'all something. When I first started the League of Dads, or should I say the second phase of the League of Dads, we started a legal group. It was myself, a former cop, and a sovereign citizen. The sovereign citizen kind of laid the groundwork for what we were trying to do. And when it comes to evading commercial law, you always going to have a series of people that are in drastic situations. For example, that sovereign citizen that we kind of merged with what he had going on, under the context of we would ultimately all become sovereign citizens. Um, his clients was a couple down in Allentown at the time because I was in Pennsylvania. So it was he had a one of his clients was a couple in Allentown that son got was in him and his boys jumped the white guy. They were black, jumped the white guy, and had his son. Their son was in jail, like 13 years old, but in jail. And they were going with the sovereign stuff to convert him into not going and abiding by law. Which was amazing now because I look back on it and they say, was there anybody hurt? Then that's when federal status. But that couple should have. He had probably 6 clients and myself and the former cop, we were joining in, merging into his thing. And the cop, the reason why the gentleman was a former cop was because he had a day salon, a day spa, and got accused of sexually assaulting one of the women. And his job told him, we don't care if you don't get convicted. If the grand jury indicts you, you lose your job. They came down with an indictment. He turned in his badge and his gun. Need y'all to follow me. Like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, you'll love the content, I promise you. So he was converting under the context of what was going wrong in his life. I started, of course, I was going through the child support nonsense, and I didn't want to be involved in this and have them have control over me. But there was one individual that I told I was going to go the sovereign route. My dad. And I remember my dad said, don't do that. They'll blackball you. One of the services that we offer over here is our Daddy's House service. And our Daddy's House service, it takes you out of the jurisdiction of the court. So if you live in Hee Haw, Kansas, and you got your license in Kansas and your child support is in Kansas and you miss payments, and then Kansas say, we are going to take your license or we're going to throw you in jail. They cannot do that if you're out of the jurisdiction. This is why we tell individuals never, and I mean never, have your driver's license and your place of residence in the state that you have your child support in. Another story. I have helped, in this 25 years that I've been doing this, I have helped hundreds of thousands of men. Whether it be them just listening to me, whether it be calling in when I was on the Talk Zone Radio Network, whether it be the various times I was doing free consultations. I had the $50 consultation implemented now for just over 2 years. Prior to that, I spent 23 years of giving free consultations. So I've talked to hundreds of thousands of men. And the one thing that jumps out at me with these individuals is individuals will always try and listen to somebody that is trying to teach a perspective and a narrative other than normal law. I want to be clear about something. I said this before, and I'm going to say it again here on this August 4th. I don't run from nothing. You simply tell me what we plan. I'm going to go learn the game, and then I'm going to bust your ass. This is why I ain't ever have to go to court and say, Your Honor, I'm here on a special appearance, and then see the judge go. And then listen to me rabble off a bunch of garbage after that. Yeah. All you individuals claiming I'm a sovereign citizen, I have never seen an individual in a Bentley get pulled over and say I'm a sovereign citizen. I have never seen an individual that was in a good standing in life be a sovereign citizen. This is why when we started the group back in 2000, 2001, I was the only one that individual turned around and didn't rob. That individual, like the guy, his name was Brent Richardson. Brent, like I said, he was a cop, unfortunately came down on, got a charge. Brent gave this guy almost $5,000. I gave him like $750, which was phase one, drafting up my paperwork, sending it to the Secretary of State to denounce them being having possession of my straw man and of my person, that stuff. So I paid for that. Then he was like, he told us one thing that I tell all my clients. I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go. I am a big fan of order. And so what I noticed is that this guy that was teaching us sovereign law, he was not doing things under proper direction. He was jumping steps. My red flag went off. My friend at the time, Brent Richardson, gave him like the last $2,500 payment. When he gave him that $2,500 payment, the dude disappeared. People, let me tell you something about individuals that's selling you a narrative other than what we do here at the League of Dads. They're playing on your fears. If you go to court and you say something like, I don't recognize your jurisdiction, I'm here under special appearance. First, that's super garbage. That nonsense, we don't do that over here. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm saying. I believe that all of my methods, the cons to them, there's pros and cons. The cons to the methods that we teach and use over here at the League of Dads, the judge gets in trouble. The judge gets it in a clink. Period. When you go there and say, I'm here under special appearance, the judge cannot listen to you and nothing happened to him. But I had a kid in Rochester, New York, judge tell him after he said, in August, I'm going to set a trial date for your divorce in December. He said to the judge, come on, can you do me a solid? And the judge said, do you a solid? He said, yeah, I'm going to need my alimony now. The judge said, well, we got you assessed at $53,000. We got her assessed at $26,000, so you'll be paying alimony. Harmless? No. That one statement earned the judge a federal charge in court. You see, the difference between me and y'all is I went to school for law. And when I went to school for law, I can tear apart testimony. This is why when I'm talking to my clients and their attorney say things to them, I'll be like, wow, why did your attorney tell you that? Or when I read transcripts and I see what the judge said, I'll be like, oh yeah, we're gonna file this in federal court. So let me break it down for you. April 4th, my client filed in court his financial statement, his financial position. So April, May, June, July, August, the 26th, sorry. So that means that's just about 4 months for the judge to understand what's going on. However, if a judge like your family court attorney, what they do is they try to burn it into your head that you're going to lose. So every time you speak of a win, they want to, we got to make sure, we got to, the mother always wins. And so when the judge said, well, I don't know why you think you're getting alimony, by the mere fact that he said that, I drafted up a federal violation on that judge. Now, if you went to court, you said, I'm here under special appearance. Is that what you said? Yeah. What happened to the judge? You went to court and told the judge they don't have jurisdiction? Yeah. What happened to the judge when you did that? I'm almost willing to bet you're saying nothing. So how is it that when a judge say, you are going to be paying alimony? Oh, and by the way, that divorce went final on December 9th. And guess what? He ain't paying alimony. All right. So if a judge say, so I'm going to be clear. You went there and said, I'm here on the special appearance and they don't have jurisdiction and nothing happened to the judge. Nothing. However, I had a 23-year-old kid in Rochester, New York, go to court and tell the judge, I need alimony. And the judge said, and I quote, we got you assessed at $53,000, and the judge got in trouble. How do a judge get in trouble with saying we assessed you at $53,000 and you went to court and claimed you was violated? You're not this, you're not that, I'm not here under that, I'm this, I'm that, all these, and nothing happened to the judge? That's because you're not playing their game. See, we play their game. And they will all fall to the edge of my sword. Blade 2. I like saying that. Back to what I was saying. So, when you went to court and you said, I'm here under special appearance, or you said, oh, well, I'm not this, I'm not that. Nothing happened to the judge. So let me tell you what happened. After we filed the federal charge on that judge, they said, no, you'll be paying because we got you assessed at $53,000. See, when I hear that, I say, wait a minute. If we filed his financial statements 4 months earlier, and now 4 months today, that judge is saying, oh, you're gonna be paying because we got you assessed. That's incompetence, people. That means that judge is not looking at the very stuff in his own case. If we filed something and that judge said, no, I'm going to ignore that. I'm still getting up in that bunhole. You're a man. We're going to make you pay. Shimmy, shimmy. We got to make these women win. We got to keep these women winning. Oh, yeah. No. This is why December 9th, when he went to court, his creature said, Your Honor, I implore you to look at his financial statement. The judge said, wait a minute, Mr. Can I look at that? He said, you have any objection to that? He said, I do, Your Honor. The judge said, why? She said, because I was unaware that she was going to submit that. The judge put his hands together in a praying thing and said, Miss sir, I'm sorry. I can't take that. Has that ever happened to you? Has a judge ever did that shit to you? No. Because the one thing y'all don't understand is something that I teach. You will always be my bitch if you got a boss. And this is what I don't understand about y'all. Y'all claim that these individuals doing this to y'all, doing that to y'all, and I don't understand it. But I tell you what. You keep believing all those cornballs and those sovereign law sellers down social media, the dials of social media. So let me show you this video right here. So in this court case here, this woman is leasing a property and she's claiming some sovereign nonsense. She's going to say, I don't recognize your jurisdiction. But when the court checked that ass, which is something that never happened to any one of my clients, you'll see what's going to happen when the judge say that. So let's roll that joint.
You want to tell the court?
Well, just for 60 seconds, and then I wrote something else because I am nervous.
Because you're a fake sovereign citizen.
I, Doshia Banks, respectfully appear specially and conditionally for the sole purpose of protecting federally vested occupancy rights and opposing unlawful state action. I expressly do not consent to this court's jurisdiction and do not...
Well, then you are not a named party, so if you're not consenting to this court's jurisdiction, sit down.
That's what happens when you go to court and you try to say you don't have jurisdiction. She has nothing in place to fight that. So wait a minute. I have a 23-year-old client in Rochester, New York, that put a judge in his place by the judge simply saying, hey, wait a minute. You're going to be paying alimony. We got you assessed at $23,000. Couple of months later, gets divorced, no alimony, no $6,000 in attorney's fees, no $7,000 for the car, and the $750 that they said he was going to be paying child support, they put it in at $400, saying that, oh, we're going to assess you at a minimum wage in December. We're now in August. He ain't paid a dime yet. He had a non-payment hearing, ain't seen a jail date, she ain't seen a dime. But that judge just told her she can leave. Let's look at some more, because I want y'all to watch as she backpedal off that bullshit.
And then you can go challenge it. With who? Then you need to go against Miss Whitlow.
Pardon?
Then you may need to go against Miss Whitlow. But if you're not consenting to the jurisdiction of this court, you might as well just sit down. You are not a named party. I do not have to hear from you.
Oh, I see. So I need to.
I don't know what you need to do.
Boom.
Well, let me respond.
To what? You're not consenting to the jurisdiction of this court. Why am I hearing from you?
I recanted.
She
You recanted what?
She recant.
Stated
Oh.
Which part?
the part that that I stated that I'm not. I lost my spot. Not consenting to this court's jurisdiction, so I'm going to recant that
You want to recant it?
So you are consenting to this court's jurisdiction?
at this moment.
Well, no. It doesn't work that way.
That's right.
You don't get to say, well, now it's okay, and then not later say no.
Okay.
You know what? Here's the problem. You've not filed anything with this court.
Amongst other things.
So I just want to be clear. A judge says to an individual, you're going to be paying alimony. He gets a federal charge. Lady goes in there barking that sovereign nonsense that you look at from the God guy, from he's a god, the God of idiocy, and you win with that. Yeah, I like to see the court transcripts to all you sovereign citizens. Please email them to me, please. The National Fathers League at info@gmail.com. Please email me the court transcripts when you went to court claiming you was a sovereign citizen. Please. I would love to see it. And when you're ready for a consultation, 732-875-9111. That information will be below the video. We gets in